It's Maya on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Mr. Leykis, I just want to say that I think you're the biggest a-hole in the city.
Is that so? Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
I'm sure you do.
I work at it. Yes, as I've always said on this program, we in Leykis 101 wear that as a badge, so I'm proud to say I am an a-hole in spades.
Well, I just want to call and say that you are. And
well, thank you. I really do take that as a compliment. Any reason why I've attained this high achievement?
Well, I do agree with maybe 3 things that you have said in the last 4 months I've listened to you.
Oh, so you've been listening for 4 months, have you?
I have, yes. I have, and I do agree with a few things. But
well, why are you so angry? I mean, you think you're insulting me. In reality, you're complimenting me. But why are you so angry?
I just think that with all of, I think you were speaking about this yesterday, with all of your knowledge, you could give better advice to these boneheads.
I think I'm giving great advice. What bad advice have I given?
I don't know, just a guy who just called with, never sent flowers. You treat women like garbage, basically. That's just wrong.
That's what women love. That's what they respond to, dear.
That is incorrect. Not all women love that.
We never said all women, dear, but enough women that it's worth your while to do it that way.
I don't know. It's just wrong. It just sounds wrong.
What's wrong with it?
I just take offense to it.
Well, you take offense to it, but maybe you should look inward. Maybe you should talk to women and ask them why they go out with jerks, why they love jerks, why they marry jerks, why they give it up to jerks and nice guys get left off to the side. Why don't you ask women why they do that, and then you should figure out who you should be angry at. All I do is report the truth here, and you know that's the truth. Not in 100% of the cases, but in the majority of the cases, it is true. The nice guy gets shunted to the side. The jerk is the one who gets the play.
No, we do like nice guys, but nice guys who have character.
No, you like nice guys when you're over 30 and you're worried that somebody is going to have to pay the rent, and the irresponsible ski instructors, tennis instructors, pizza guys, musicians, and actors who you've been dating all these years are not going to pay the rent. And so all of a sudden, your Poindexter, who you would never go out with before, starts looking pretty good and pretty reliable. And Poindexter has to go without a date all those years. And tell me that doesn't happen.
Well, it doesn't happen to me.
Dear, again, this is called broadcasting. This show is not being aimed specifically at your car. It is being aimed at millions of people. We talk in generalities because we're talking to millions of people. And just because you, the exception to the rule, calls in from your car in Burbank, doesn't mean that what applies to you applies to 3 or 4 million people.
I know, I guess it's really sad to see that there's so many idiots out there.
Well, dear, my job is to act like a mirror and reflect the world accurately. Not to change it, to reflect it. I don't care how many silly people there are out there. That's the way the world is, and I tell men how to get laid in the world in which we live. Not the world you want to live in, that parallel universe like on Star Trek, where you want to go beam yourself up to another planet to a higher life form. We live here on Earth. This is where we are. And we have to date the people who live on this planet.
I know, it's pretty sad.
All right, but, dear, again, you're saying how sad it is. But the fact is, the advice I'm giving is good for people who live on planet Earth with the rest of us. Now, maybe you're out there on Remulon or some other planet where people are all nice guys, get the dates, jerks are ignored, guys who treat women like queens are all rewarded. On Earth, it doesn't work that way. On Earth, the guy who sends flowers gets dirt kicked in his face. On Earth, the guy who treats you like crap is the guy you're fascinated with. Not you. I'm talking about women generally. You are one of the very few exceptions to this rule. I say this with years and years of personal experience, not to mention the experience I've had with friends of mine having to listen to their troubles. It's always the same theme. Now, why do you blame me for the way the world is? I didn't create the world.
It's just like it's the way we reflect the world, the way you describe it.
I describe it accurately, and even you admit that I describe it accurately. In saying that, it's so sad, you are conceding that I'm right. The world is the way I describe it. Now you want me to describe it through rose-colored glasses. You want me to tell men you should respect women and bring flowers and you should say hi to their children and help them mother their kids and take them to theme parks and you should be a nice guy because that's what women want. And the guy who follows that advice doesn't get laid.
I mean, is that all that it's about, just getting laid?
That's why guys date. Don't you understand that?
No.
Why do you hate me for this? For telling you, I'm giving you a gift here. I'm telling you what men say about you when you leave the room. I'm telling you what men think. Every man who ever went on a date with you, dear, don't kid yourself. He wanted to see how you looked with your shirt off. That's why he asked you out. Not because you appeared to be intelligent. Not because you appeared to be nice. Not because you appeared to have a good career. He wanted to get some play. That's why men ask you out. Why do you think men pay for dinner? So they can hear you waxing philosophical about your political opinions? We don't give a rat's ass about your political opinions, your intellect, your IQ, not until we get inside and see whether you're shaved or unshaved. That's the fact. Sorry, that's the way the world is. Now, why do you hate me for giving an accurate representation of how men think?
I just get really upset when you say, you know, things like, well, I just feel like you are asking these men to treat women like it.
No, I'm telling them how to get laid. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay. If I'm wrong, these guys will never get laid, right. And they'll call the show and they'll say, Tom, your advice didn't work. I treated women like crap, and I couldn't get laid. I couldn't get anywhere with any of them.
Right.
Don't you think I'd be getting calls like that?
Yes, you would.
Why do I get calls from guys saying, thank you, you're the father I never had, I'm getting laid all the time, getting more trim than ever? Why are they saying that?
Okay, you win. You win.
I win?
You win. I see your point. I mean, I see your point, but I still, you know, I just get upset.
But you get upset because you're upset at me. I'm just the messenger. That's the way the world is, and the quicker you accept that, the less angry you'll be about it. That's the way it is. Are you single or married?
I'm single.
You're single. Do you date?
Of course.
You do. Okay. When you go out with a man, do you really think what he wants is to play Final Jeopardy with you?
I guess not.
No. He wants to see your knockers. That's how it is. And we're sitting there going, that's fascinating on that first date. And you know what we're really hearing? Blah, 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 blah. We're not listening. We don't care. Now understand, am I giving a flattering portrayal of men here? Am I sugarcoating this at all? Yes, I'm telling you the truth. And you don't want the truth. You want me to lie. Women always say they want us to be honest. And then I come on the air and I am about as bare-ass honest as a man could possibly be. I'm telling you how I think, and most men I know, how they think. And you're angry at me because I'm telling you the truth. Now, if you believe what women always say, that you want men to be honest with you, then don't be mad at me. I'm being honest with you.
That's a good point. You are being honest. I guess I'm just taking all my frustration out on you.
Well, it's not my fault guys are like this. Guys were like this since before I was born.
Okay.
And they will be like this forever. And the reason we're like this is because ejaculation for a man is like urination. When you gotta go, you gotta go. You've heard me give the analogy on the air if you've been listening for 4 months.
Yes.
When I gotta take a leak, you know where I want to be? I want to be at the Four Seasons Hotel. You ever go to the bathroom at a Four Seasons?
I have, yes.
Walk into the lobby of the Four Seasons, ask where the restroom is, go in there. There's an attendant, and he gives you a fresh towel when you wash your hands after going to the bathroom.
Yes.
They have colognes in there, and it's always squeaky clean. I mean, when you put your ass on a toilet seat of the Four Seasons Hotel, you don't have to worry about who sat in there or whether the guy had a can of Valvoline all over his hands before he sat down. That place is spotless. All right? So when I need to go, that's where I want to be. I want to be at the best possible restroom there is. But every once in a while, I'm taking I-15 out to Vegas. And the only gas station for the next 37 miles is that Chevron station where they haven't even taken a washcloth in there to wash off the toilet seat.
Right.
But you know what? I gotta go. So what do I do? Say, no, I'm going to hold it until I get to Caesar's Palace?
Of course not.
Well, I go in and I go there. Think of ejaculation for a man like that. It's not an accident that it all comes out the same place. So a man does not fall in love with a urinal, okay? Doesn't want to know about its problems. Doesn't want to know where it's been. Doesn't want to know who's been in there earlier today. All we know is that it provides relief for us right now. Even if we feel like we want to wash our hands after we're done using it.
Well, thank you for the analogy.
That is what sex is like for a man.
Okay.
That I know you're like completely disgusted.
I am, yes.
But I'm telling you,
not for all men. But not for all men.
Well, there are gay men, there are shy men who don't know how to close the deal. There are men who are Poindexters who haven't had enough experience with women. The guys who get laid cop to the fact that they need to ejaculate. And if they can't get Pamela Anderson, there's some fat chick who puts out, 2 in the morning, he's got her phone number.
Sure.
That's how it works. And she will not make him listen to her resume, her curriculum vitae, will not make him hear about her personal problems at home, or the ex-boyfriend who was abusive, or the boss who's a jerk, or your cat swallowed a hairball. She'll just say, come on over. I know you're drunk. Come on over. I got a nice, warm, wet one for you. And the guy will go. He'll go to the filthy Chevron station. That's what he has to do.
Sure.
You understand the analogy?
Yes, I do.
That's exactly how it is to be a man.
Oh, my God.
So, now, again, let's review. You think we go on dates with you to sit there and discuss all your political points of view and what you learned in college and everything? And you are a urinal. And you're either the urinal at the Four Seasons or at the Chevron station. But we know by the end of the evening, we want to wash up, flush, and get the hell out of there.
Well, it's a horrible visual. Oh, my God.
That's what it is, dear.
Okay.
But how can you be mad at me for that? What other man... if you were dating a man, do you think he'd tell you you're nothing but a urinal to me?
Of course not.
No, he's going to... Oh, that's fascinating. So, you went to USC, huh? What'd you major in? Well, that's great. Do you have any dogs or cats? Really? That's fascinating. Do you really think he cares about that stuff? All that conversation on the first date? Imagine the guy who has to... Have you ever had to pee really badly and you're like hopping on one foot?
Yeah.
And if I came up to you and started to have a conversation with you when you're hopping on one foot, would you hear what I was saying to you?
Of course not.
No. And you had just drunk a 6-pack of light beer. And you're in the...
beer, but okay.
All right, and you're near the Chevron station. Are you going to sit there and have a conversation with me while you're hopping? You're going to be hopping right into the bathroom, okay?
Right.
Remember the next time a guy with blue balls asks you out on a date, and he's sitting there looking attentive, like a Cocker Spaniel. In fact, talking to a guy on a first date is like, do you have a dog?
I do, yes.
You ever talk to your dog?
Yes, I do.
Does the dog ever appear to understand what you're saying?
Occasionally.
Sometimes even appears sympathetic.
Yes.
And then he goes out and takes a dump?
Yeah.
That's a man.
Okay.
On a first date, that is a man. Think of your dog. Look into that man's eyes and think about your dog. And he's just sitting there going, Just remember, he's got to go. The dog will sit there and listen until you're done talking. Then he's going out to take a pic.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Actually, yes.
And see, and you're not even angry at me anymore, are you?
I'm not angry at you. I don't know.
You were angry when you called in.
I was very angry.
But
very angry.
But you know what I'm saying is true.
I know. I just, I believe in love, and I believe in romance, and I believe in all the beautiful things, like you said.
Keep going to the movies, darling, but in real life, we gotta pee.